Let's have a quick conversation about Plaid. A lot of folks hear the word Plaid of the day. Is Plaid good? Is Plaid bad? And the big question into this conversation, I want to really clarify everything for you. What does Plaid really do? Is it safe to use? Can you trust your data to them? Okay, among other things. Okay, so here are the generalities I want you to really pay attention to. If you think about Plaid, I want you to think about a platform that actually collects and shares personal financial info with apps and other services. Okay, so basically, Plaid provides a link so financial institutions can securely share user data, like your data, when you apply for a loan or credit card, or even you want to open a bank account. They can share user data with apps and payment services like Venmo, okay, and Cash App. Now, you don't have to create your own account with Plaid, but you can use a Plaid portal to view what types of info you have shared with the service. The thing is that Plaid is trying to really be transparent because they know that the public, some members of the public, are really pissed off at how they run their business model. And one thing I want to say here is that with Plaid, you can be sure that they are safe. I mean, I will explain later on, but they are definitely safe because there is no record of any major data breaches, although the company actually did settle a lawsuit that alleged that it had collected too much consumer data. Okay, so it's one of those things where if you are in an industry where you collect consumer data, chances are every now and then you are going to be slapped with a lawsuit anyway because people are really sensitive about their personal info, and it's one of those things where you better have a strict, or let's just say strict, personal privacy protocols to protect everything. Okay, so you'll probably run into a Plaid when you connect your bank account to apps run by financial services like American Express, Venmo, Upstart, Upgrade. Okay, so Plaid actually authenticates your financial information, permitting those companies to transfer sensitive information securely. Okay, so that's actually the business model that Plaid actually has so far, and they actually contract with a lot of apps, not just those that I just told you, but also Personal Capital, for instance, or YNAB, and Personal Capital budgeting apps. So when you think about Plaid, the basics are pretty straightforward. Okay, so Plaid actually acts as a middleman, so an intermediary by connecting your financial accounts to eligible apps and services of your choosing. The thing is that you have to choose those apps. Okay, those apps are not imposed upon you. You are the one who is in control when it comes to the eligible apps and services that you want Plaid to actually connect to your financial account to. So basically, Plaid says that it makes sense for these connections to be handled by a third party because of the complexity involved. Okay, so that's really important because if you think about it, in the states alone, in this country alone, you have 11,000 financial institutions. But the thing is, they structure and manage their data in many different ways. So for an app that wants to enable users to connect their financial accounts, building a digital connection to a single financial institution can take a lot of engineering, time, and expertise. Now imagine doing that for thousands of times, okay? For many companies, it's just not possible. And so Plaid actually offers a, let's say, like a way to actually facilitate the whole transaction. So depending on the app or service you are trying to use, Plaid may offer that company the following data points. So account holder information. So here, when it comes to account holder information, they are offering your name, address, phone number, and email address at a financial institution. So those could be done actually faster through Plaid. You also have account transactions details. So information shared may include balances, transaction dates, types of transactions, and transaction descriptions. And you also have account specific details. So here you have your account name or type, the account number. So type, it can be a savings account, checking account, CD, or have you. The account number, the routing number, and the balance, okay, the account balance. Those may also be data points that are shared through Plaid. So if a single username and password actually unlock access to multiple accounts like a checking account, savings account, and credit cards, for example, information from all accounts may be shared with the app or services that you have actually selected. So how does Plaid really work here? So basically, with your permission. Okay, so everything starts with your permission. Plaid is not going to do anything without your permission. So with your permission, Plaid allows a financial app or service to access information from your bank. So I want you to think of Plaid as the go-between, the intermediary, the middleman, okay, encrypting and protecting data as it's sent from your bank to the app or service. For example, let's say you want to use a new budgeting app like YNAB or Personal Capital, okay, or even Mint. I mean, Mint used to be, but I mean, you get the point. So what happens here is that instead of manually entering your account numbers and routing numbers for your different bank accounts and inputting your transaction histories, Plaid will automatically share the data with YNAB, so the app can analyze your earning, spending, and saving patterns to develop a roadmap for your finances. So that's pretty good from a scalability point of view. Okay, you can also use Plaid to connect to your Chime bank or credit card account. And so when you need to pass your bank credentials to another finance app, you'll be prompted with a Plaid window. Okay, and you will enter your username and password, and submit the form. That information stays only with Plaid, okay, which will contact your uh, your financial service provider and verify your login information. And if you have set up two-factor authentication, you will enter that information as well. And Plaid also has the option to use its own 2FA, two-factor authentication, if your bank doesn't support that extra layer of security. Okay, so Plaid is actually a certified and internationally recognized security standards like ISO 27001, ISO 27701, and SSAE 1B SOC 2 compliant. Okay, so that's something to really remember. And everything happens within the Plaid secure network. Okay, now once you have used Plaid to authenticate your bank information, the connection is in place and can be used to transfer the financial info that you authorize. Okay, this could be information about anything that you want to really allow. So big question is Plaid really safe to use? Because you probably heard in the news that Plaid settled a lawsuit recently. Okay, and basically people are kind of concerned about the security of Plaid as a platform. So Plaid settled a class action in which it agreed to pay $58 million to individuals who had used its interface, including Venmo, Robinhood, and Coinbase users. And the lawsuit was based on Plaid acquiring more data than it needed and storing that user's bank account login credentials on Plaid's systems. So basically, is Plaid really safe to use? Yes. Yes, it's definitely safe to use. I mean, anytime you're doing anything with your banking info, you need to focus on the security features that will keep that info out of the hands of bad actors, right? So basically, if you think about Plaid, Plaid is definitely safe to use because they use four different layers of security. So you have a login and password protection process. You have best-in-class encryption. You have multi-factor authentication, and you have regular audits. So when I speak about login and password protection, for instance, you will need to enter your username and password to your financial info to allow Plaid to share the account info. However, Plaid's website said it doesn't share your login info with the apps. You also have best-in-class encryption. So while advanced encryption standards and transport layer security are terms that may not mean much to people who don't speak cybersecurity lingo. They are both signals of Plaid efforts to keep all the information as securely as possible as while it's been transmitted. Okay, it's all encrypted, meaning that outside parties cannot view your info while it's in transit. So that's really good. You also have multi-factor authentication. So when you share your details with Plaid, expect to get a text on your phone as well. Okay, and the confirmation is an additional layer of security to help Plaid verify that it's really you. And regular audits. So basically, a Plaid invites basically third-party scrutiny all the time. Okay, so they can make sure that their security is actually top-notch. So that's kind of cool. Okay, and just remember that this is an ongoing effort. Okay, Plaid is not going to really be 100% secure, but they try their best to get to that level. So, big question is, can Plaid see your bank account balance and other financial data? This is actually the extras I want to explain to you. The short answer is that yes, yes. Once you enter your bank login details, Plaid may be able to view your account balance and share those details with another service. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you are applying for a personal loan or using a new budget app. The lender or the app provider will likely need to know your account balance. For example, if you apply for a loan at Upstart or Upgrade or Avant or Main Financial, they want to know how much you have in the bank account. Okay, so Plaid can see that, and Plaid can share that info with them. Other pieces of data that Plaid can collect, use, and share with other providers includes name, mailing address, phone number, and email address, transaction history, including a date, for instance, the amount, the type, and the full description of each purchase, withdrawal, or other transaction. So, something to really be aware of. You have the account name and account type, the account number, the routing number, the real time balance. That's important for some financial services providers, like the real time balance. Okay. So this is something to really think about. And you can actually choose what info to share with Plaid. Again, you are always in control. Plaid will actually will let you know beforehand. Because what happens here is that when Plaid asks for your bank login information to connect your account with another company, you'll get a clear rundown of the types of info that will be shared, okay? Additionally, and this is a big addition, you can submit a request to delete your data and eliminate connections with other services via Plaid's secure. Plaid does have a privacy request form, or you can go to the Plaid portal, and from there you can really do all kinds of changes that you really want to do. So that's really great. So let me give you a few examples here. So when Plaid is actually used, okay, I want to give you real life examples so you understand the extent of Plaid's impact on the lives of consumers. Okay, so Plaid has a variety of different use cases. It can be used to evaluate your credit, verify income, or confirm sufficient funds for peer-to-peer payments, to name a few. So some examples of institutions that use Plaid include Nerd Wallet, Venmo, Chime, and Pedal and Tomo Credit. So when I say a Nerd Wallet's app allows you to track net worth, cash flow, credit score, and more. But in order to get that info, you have to link financial accounts through Plaid, okay? And for Venmo, the mobile app for peer-to-peer payments and money transfers requires you to verify a bank account through Plaid by entering a username and password for an online bank account. So that's important. Venmo uses that to verify the account information and balance to actually see whether there is enough money to actually cover a transaction. You also have, so if you have Chime, for instance, by actually providing Plaid with login credentials to an eligible external bank account. What happens here is that basically Plaid may be able to use it to use actually that info to connect to to send that info to Chime, and you can use Chime can use that info to fund your Chime bank account. What about Pedal and Tomo credit? So when apply for the Pedal credit card and or even Tomo card, okay, basically you may be required to link a bank account through Plaid during the application process to provide a more holistic review of your finances. Okay, so that's an important element to really understand that, you know, Plaid is actually instilling a greater layer of security, a greater layer of stability, a greater layer of assurance, okay, to the lenders, to the credit providers. So, bottom line here is that you have to understand that Plaid is actually safe to use, okay? And so Plaid is basically used by more than 11,000 companies, and so that's really big. 11,000 companies from big banks, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citi, to smaller players such as Venmo, Acorns, Betterment, and many other fintech companies. Okay, so one thing for sure, uh, while no company is 100% immune to data breaches and online hackers, Plaid actually is used by many users, and they know that they have to beef up their security protocols every single day. So that's something that's important for them. So they do a better job at protecting and transmitting sensitive information. The company follows rigorous security protocols to safeguard your financial accounts, including best-in-class encryption, okay, and multi-factor authentication for the vast majority of transactions. So that's kind of cool from a security point of view, okay. Just remember that Plaid is just an middleman, okay. Plaid, it remains a fintech company. So all they do is facilitates communication between financial services apps and users, banks, and credit card providers. Okay. So during the transaction, Plaid communicates with your bank to keep your login information private, and and they do so by using best-in-class encryption protocols to protect users' information. Okay, so that's the bottom line. I want you to really pay attention to. Now, one thing I need to say before closing to this conversation is that whether you should trust the Plaid or not depends on the app, the credit provider, or the financial services provider you actually are with, and what kind of transactions you are involved in. Some transactions, like getting a loan or getting a credit card, I mean, you have no choice. You have to accept that Plaid goes through your data. But for other transactions, you may actually review things on a case by case basis. For instance, if you're applying if you're applying for like if you have to get an apartment, for instance, and the landlord wants to go through Plaid, then you have to make a decision whether you want to share that info through the leasing company, through the landlord, for instance. Okay. So in closing, in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Plaid. I give you the generalities, the extras, the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.